We have reported on a dangerous trend several times in the past year. It leaves its victims frightened, angry, and looking for answers when a police SWAT team shows up at their door for no reason.
Well, now we could soon see new measures to stop what's called swatting. NBC Connecticut troubleshooter AJ Walker talked to victims. She joins us now with the investigation. AJ.
Keisha and Jerry, you know, all it takes is a phone call to get the bulk of a police department guns in hand to someone else's home, tying up police resources for no reason. It's expensive and it's dangerous, and that's why a lawmaker is trying to put a stop to it.
This typical suburban home was anything but when police moved in, terrifying the people who live here.
An officer standing up here with an AR-15 or whatever guns they use. There was another one with a rifle and a scope over here. There was 3 cops standing right over here.
What caused this to happen? This 911 call.
What did you say you did to your dad?
I got his Glock 17 from his safe, and I shot him and my mom, and I have my neighbors in the backyard, and I have
Okay. And what? So you shot your mom? What about your dad? Where is he?
He's not breathing.
Shortly after the call, guns, tasers, and police tactical gear both confused and scared this family who had no idea what was going on.
When I came walking from the backyard to the front yard, I had 3 red dots in my chest. You know, just like in the movies. You know, I was like, these guys are targeting me.
After police did a full search of the home and learned nothing had happened there, they left, leaving Guy Magnuson with unanswered questions. Who did this and why?
Whoever made the call has all our information. They know where we live. They know our phone number. They know we have a son.
Magnuson says the Stamford police suspected it was his son who made the call, but says that's not true. In the end, police had no proof because the caller was able to block his phone number. And in the report, police say they don't know who did it. What happened to the Magnusons is called swatting. Many people have never heard of it, like a Willimantic man, until he found out firsthand last April.
911 calls came into Willimantic Police Dispatch from a male who was hysterical on the phone, reporting that he had just shot a family member and that he was in the residence with that family member and he was not coming out.
While SWAT surrounded the Bailey house, the unsuspecting family inside was shocked when police contacted them.
And they were taken out of their home. It was a pouring rainstorm.
The father, William Bailey, says he suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder because of time he spent in the military, and the sight of the SWAT team brought back dangerously bad memories.
Last time I saw something like that, people were shooting at me. You know, in my state of mind, what was I supposed to think?
Stunned, he only had a matter of minutes to make a tough decision.
Should I just kick the door shut and run downstairs and arm myself?
Bailey says he decided to surrender.
They handcuffed me, and I kept asking what was going on. They didn't tell me anything.
He would eventually learn that all of this was brought on by an argument between teens.
A 14-year-old that had a disagreement with my son, I guess. And he apparently paid somebody online, I guess.
A $30 transaction was made to this gentleman in Great Britain so that he would call the Willimantic Police Department with all of the particulars of this house.
Just like the Stamford incident, Willimantic police couldn't use caller ID to find a suspect, but they did track him down quickly because he was standing right in front of them, watching it all unfold.
A young man that was in the area in this driving rainstorm was detained. That seems to be the MO of the caller now. He wants to see this response for SWAT going to your house.
But once swatters are caught, what happens next? Many of them are juveniles.
If one Connecticut lawmaker has his way, people convicted of swatting will face harsh penalties that could end up costing them a whole lot of money.
Well, for anyone that does make a fake call, has to cover the entire cost to the town or to emergency services of the incident.
Senator Art Linares says that can range from $10,000 to as much as $25,000. He hopes to get a new bill passed this legislative session to make that happen. But the harsh penalties when pranksters are caught won't help in every case. Just like Stamford, the Avon Police Department hasn't had success in catching their swatter from December. And officers suspected something was suspicious from the start.
I got a male party on the line saying he's got 2 black males in his house carrying weapons. He's on the first floor there in the basement.
It actually started when dispatch received the phone call on our routine line as opposed to the 911 emergency line.
Why wouldn't a person just dial 911 if an intruder was in their home and something else didn't match up?
How old are you?
34.
The real owner of the home is actually 55 years old.
With that being in mind, though, we still responded as an active situation.
Lieutenant Kelly Walsh was one of 10 officers who responded to Stillbrook Road. They searched the home and determined it was a hoax. So why is it so hard to catch swatters? Cyber expert Scott Driscoll explains.
You can make your number appear to be any number you want. And that's the scary part.
Technology that either hides your caller ID completely or makes it appear as someone else's. That's how a man all the way in Great Britain was able to make the 911 call to Willimantic police seem local.
Where we've lost control is we share so much of our identity, and we're sharing it with thousands of strangers in the blink of an eye because of the gaming world.
Many swatting incidents are connected to gaming. Driscoll also says your IP address is the beginning of swatters finding out where you are if they don't already know you personally. But police are still having a hard time finding them.
Well, Stamford, Avon, and other police departments tell us they want to catch swatters, but often don't have the technology to do it. I also spoke with the FBI. They told me they do get involved in some cases to help. I'm AJ Walker, NBC Connecticut Troubleshooters.